Good morning. Hi, Bree. My gosh, I need glasses. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, and welcome to Coffee Talk. It's interesting. Before I started Coffee Talk, I knew like 4 people that lived in Europe. And since I started Coffee Talk, obviously there's a huge community of Coffee Talk watchers across the pond in different countries, in Ireland, in England. We've got Australia, we've got West Africa. It's really amazing. People are here with us. So obviously, right now, most of us have heard about the horrific tragedy that happened last night, or maybe we found out last night, but the time difference, I don't know how long, yesterday, in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. Now, I want you guys to remember that I was at the Ariana Grande concert in Atlanta 5 weeks ago. And I saw the audience was, younger girls and their moms. I was there as a 40-year-old fan, but remember that I had people's kids with me. And also, I am an anomaly, I think, as a 40-year-old going to an Ariana Grande concert. But I remember leaving, and I remember the excitement in the air, and many of these young girls had waited months to see the concert, months. I did. So last night I prayed for everybody, and this morning I woke up. I woke up this morning with a message from somebody from Manchester who wanted me to share a message with you. And once I read it and was done crying, I realized that this was the Coffee Talk that I would do for you today. So I am going to share with you her message. She wants everybody in Coffee Talk, in the Coffee Talk community, to know this. That, and I'm going to paraphrase because I couldn't remember the whole email, but she wants you guys to know that Manchester did not react to this act of terrorism with fear. She wanted you to know that the people of Manchester flooded to the streets to feed people, to provide water, to give free rides, to help people separated from their friends and their children find what they need. That there was no question. People opened their homes. They gave their cars. They let people take their cell phones. And she said, this is the spirit of good. There will always be evil in the world. It is just how it is. Right? Like, even with God, we know the alternative, right? There will always be evil. And that's what they want us to focus on. They want us to see the act, and they want us to become terrorized. They want us to be afraid. They want us to believe that evil is stronger. And her message to me, which is my message to you, is that the human spirit really isn't that way. That when something happens, human beings will show up for each other. We will take to the streets to feed, to clothe, to protect, because that is what we do. And I can remember living through 9/11. I lived in Jersey City, right across the water, and my roommates were in New York. at the time of the attack. And I remember everybody taking to the streets to rinse people off that were covered in ash, to give them water, to open their homes. People were posting flyers. They were walking the streets. People were cooking big pots of food and giving out bowls of food on the street to people who had been walking for hours. Because that is the human spirit. We hear about the first responders, and we could never do it without them. But I want people to know that, like, human beings show up for each other. You can see the good, even when they want us so desperately to see the bad. You can see the bad. You can acknowledge it. I know the devil is hard at work, folks. I know he is. He's out there working every day. You see, the difference is that God wants you to come to him. The devil will come to you. He'll come right into your house. He'll come right in your ear. He'll come right in your spirit. Yeah, that's real. So you can see the good. It really is amazing. And I am so appreciative to the Coffee Talk member who sent me that message about Manchester. It was a beautiful reminder that we shouldn't stare at the bad too long, because there is so much good that is happening for us and around us. And for those of our brothers and sisters across the pond, we are thinking about you, and we love you, and we are so incredible, at least I am incredibly proud of the way that you guys have handled this. It's so senseless that it's hard to even find words to describe it. Like, it doesn't even, there are no words. Ariana said it best. I have no words, because there aren't any. There just aren't any. So for anybody who has experienced anything where you feel drawn to the darkness, you just want to stare, it's like you can't stop staring at the bad. I get that space. I really do. But I promise you that you can see the good. You can. Because I literally remember staring at the smoke across the water, across the Hudson River from my apartment in Jersey City, just staring at the smoke. And I thought, this is all I'm going to see for months. All I'm going to see is where the buildings fell. All I'm going to see is the smoke. All I'm going to be reminded of is what happened. But then I saw all the people in the streets taking care of each other, and I thought, or I could see that. And that is much healthier for me to stare at. I need to see that. Okay, something is going on here, Charlotte, because I'm talking and I see Charlotte. So, Charlotte, I would imagine that you are going through something. We love you. I missed it. I apologize. But, oh, you lost your dad. I am sorry. I am very sorry. I know, as you know, I too know that. Yeah. Charlotte, all I can tell you is that you've got to let yourself grieve. The grieving process is very uncomfortable. Remember what I said about picking the scab. You have got to let yourself grieve. Because the death of a parent, it's something else. But you got to go through the process. It is your body's way of literally getting on. You got to go through it. Anyway, I just wanted to share that message with you guys and remind you that For every evil act in this world, there are thousands of love. There really are. And that is what I'm choosing to look at, because I can't really stare at the bad anymore. It almost killed me. So I love you guys very much today. I love you, and I'm so thankful for you. And I prayed for you before I went to sleep last night, and I thought about you when I woke up this morning. And that just is what it is. Yes, Mr. Rogers. I love that. Mr. Rogers has a thing where he says, he asked his mom as a child about when bad things happen, and she said, look for the helpers. Those are the ones that are doing the good. And I always loved that. And thank you for sharing that. I loved that. Now we'll help the Wounded Warriors, which makes us feel good, because they get like $300 a month from us, which is not a lot, but I like it. I'm going to share some of my writing with you guys later. So look for that. I love you guys so much today. Have a great day.